Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Bobbie and this is Bobbie Reads Tarot. And can you guys still hear my voice? I am still fighting that sickness that I got back like 3 weeks ago. But you are not here to hear about that. You are here for tarot. So let's look at this, you guys. I have been getting some really uneasy feelings about things that are happening. I think all of us are, just in light of what's happening, but I'm getting some like even above and beyond just like my anxiety about Trump. I'm like getting more anxiety, and I really felt compelled to just do a reading for today. So this is Thursday, January 16th. And I just wanted to see the energies for today. As always, my readings are for entertainment purposes only. Please form your own opinions, do your own research, and be kind to one another in the comment section down below. And let's just take a look and see what we get for today. This is Thursday, January 16th. I'm using these cards again. I used them in one of my last readings. They have like a lot of information on them. The reason I'm using these is because I really want to look at all of the different symbology on the cards, and I want to make sure I'm not forgetting anything, okay? So the cards are a little busy. I'm sorry, but will make the reading so much better. The other thing I wanted to mention is I had talked about doing a Nostradamus video, and a lot of you had shown interest in that. That is up on my channel. I will link it up above so that you can go check that out. Okay. So I want to just start with general energy for today, Thursday, January 16th, 2025. Nine of Cups reversed. So this is a feeling of not being satisfied, a lack of satisfaction. It can be ego, it can be self-centeredness. This talks about overindulgence. This talks about greed. Okay, so that's the general energy we're going to start off with. The challenge tomorrow is the Two of Cups. Excuse me, Two of Swords. I was looking at these cups. I was getting ahead of myself because I was looking back to see. This is a water sign. This is an air sign. This is a 9. We have a 2. I'm just trying to keep track of everything. What the challenge is going to be, if I say tomorrow, I'm filming this on Wednesday, January 15th. I'm filming this at night. So if I slip and say tomorrow, just know I mean today, because you guys are going to see it. You know what I'm saying. Okay. Just wanted to clear that up. I don't want to confuse anybody. So the big challenge for today is going to be this decision that needs to be made and it not being made, hitting like some kind of a stalemate. This can talk about being blind to manipulation. So there could be something we see tomorrow that is completely there to manipulate our perception of what's happening. So listen, we're going to take this as a warning, okay? If any big stories break tomorrow, or if anything is like called into attention. So like if there are these huge stories about mismanagement in the wildfires, or stories of, whatever, a couple of weeks ago it was drones. But if there's some big story that hits tomorrow, know that it is probably manipulation. It is not a true story. It is a story that's being put out by the media to distract from what's going on, from these egotistical, self-centered people. Okay? So there's something going on tomorrow where there's going to be some kind of a big manipulation. There's going to be some kind of a big manipulation that happens tomorrow. Oh God. Okay. So this is what I was afraid of. I haven't been seeing the Tower show up yet. And then I had a feeling it was going to show up for this reading today. And that's why I wanted to do it. So let's take a look at this. So the Tower reversed, this is a cataclysm. Okay. This is something that is like, you can't come back from. There's no rebuilding this. This is something that has been completely destroyed from the bottom up, and everything is changing. This is a moment of profound change, and this can be painful change, very, very painful change. This is a fire sign, and this is also a card represented by Mars. And I know that right now Mars is very prominent in the Vedic chart of America right now. Mars and another a planet are like, I don't know, they're like in conjunction or something. I'm not an astrologer, but there's something going on right now where Mars is very, very prominent. Mars is very angry. It's the god of war. This is energy that we're coming out of, okay? So something has happened. Something catastrophic has happened. And I'm wondering, what is this catastrophic thing? We might see, I think this thing may have happened, and we might see it today. No, this might not be something that appears catastrophic, like a massive earthquake, okay? It doesn't have to be that. I think it could be. I mean, we have the wildfires. Yeah, this could be that, actually. Because we have fire. This is the energy from the wildfires. This is what this is talking about. So there's going to be manipulation tomorrow. It's going to be about the narrative of the wildfires. Look at this. We have the Nine of Cups reversed. If the cups are reversed, they can't hold any water. No water. The story that they're going to talk about is that there was no water. They're going to try to talk about how the water was manipulated. I am telling you guys, I am feeling in my gut, the water was not manipulated. This was a historic moment where there were massive amounts of fires that were spreading because of 100-mile-an-hour winds. There is no way, even if the system was functioning at 1,000%, there is no way that it would have worked any differently. Okay, this is like what the science says. Now, you guys can tell me, well, so-and-so said, or there's proof. If you're going to tell me there's proof, I want you to put the proof in the comment section. If you're going to say it, you got to bring your receipts, okay? Because if you show me something, I am totally open to reading it and to researching it, but I'm not going to just take your word for it, just like you shouldn't take my word for anything. So I'm going to say that. If you guys want to argue with me, that's fine. I love it. But if you need to do it I want you guys to like put links so that we can verify what you're saying, okay? It can't just be something you heard on a YouTube video. There's a lot of weird misinformation going on. I'm seeing it. I'm actually trying not to watch any other tarot readers or channelers right now. I'm really just focusing on what I'm seeing because I don't want any outside influences. But from what I'm kind of seeing in my comment section is that there's a lot of people right now that are talking about, how the Republicans are sabotaging the water, and they're setting the fires, and yeah, there's a lot of people setting fires, and there might be some links to some weird Republican extremists, but you guys, like, we need to calm down. We need to be rational, and we need to like really stop and deal in facts, because like I see some stuff in my comment sections where it's like, take a breath, okay? Like everyone's jumping to these like big extremes, and they're waiting for like someone to come in and at the last minute and rescue us. It is not going to happen. I wish I had a different like piece of information for you guys, but I'm going to be honest with you. It is not going to happen. We are going head first into these times. And this is fated. This is something that we have to go through, and we choose how we go through it. So you can go through it afraid, and you can go through it with your head in the sand, and you can go through it hoping it doesn't happen and having fear and ignoring it. Or you can face it head on, and you can say, you know what? I'm not going to let this thing beat me. I'm going to elevate my consciousness. I am stronger than this emotionally and spiritually. I can withstand difficult times. And I am smart enough to prepare, Okay. And I know that that was a bit of a rant. I'm so sorry, but I feel like that message needed to get out there. Okay. So what are we looking at tomorrow? Page of Cups. Okay. So there's going to be some opportunities presented and some perhaps good messages. I think that we could, sorry, I said tomorrow, I meant today. We could be getting good news, more good news. I predicted that we would get word by like Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday about any preemptive pardons that Biden was going to issue. That might be what we hear about. But we're going to hear news today about really positive legislation, whether it's something to do with getting rid of student loan debt or I feel like there's going to be something that's announced today. Yesterday we had the ceasefire deal, which was, amazing. And I think that today it's going to be something else. There's going to be something else that's coming in. And I want to point out that what's also being brought in, it's a cup, right? What are our cups? Our cups are our water sign. So this is bringing in relief. This is relief. I think we're going to see some relief to what's going on with the fires, I think, but I want there to be relief to the false information. This is about like really looking at what's going on. And I think that this could be like, there might be some smaller news sources that might be putting the correct information out. Keep an eye out for it. Okay. Okay. So the goal of tomorrow, the energy, where we're going is this King of Swords energy. I think that this is us wanting Biden before he goes to get done everything he can get done. It is like, okay, right now it's about putting your mind over your emotions and getting through the business at hand. What else is remaining that needs to be done? It's going to be about being very focused. It's going to be about acting with integrity, doing everything he can to be swift and just. And this is a good energy. I think this is the energy that we're wanting. I think this is the energy that he's going to be putting. I'm talking about Biden or the administration, honestly, whoever's running it right now. But I do feel like it's going to be this day of wanting to bring this King of Swords energy into the mix, okay? But what we don't see coming is the Hermit reversed. So this is about isolation, pulling within. This is about being lonely. This is about pulling within yourself. It can be about ignorance and immaturity. There's some type of ignorance, false information. Guys, some story is going to hit today that is not, it's an immature story. It's a false story. I feel like this tarot reading is honestly a warning of some kind of news story, like putting out just the energy of if something really big happens, it's just examine it. The energy that's being put out is the High Priestess reverse. This is deception. This is deceit. All of these cards are about being lied to. There is some kind of a lie that's they're going to try, and I don't know who the theys are, but there is some kind of lie that that's going to try to get by tomorrow. We have a 2 and we have a 2. The High Priestess, this is a very powerful card. This is a very spiritual card. This is a card, it's very symbolic. When you look at it, the religious symbology in this is just like, it's incredible. Most people don't take the time to really look at what this card says. So this card has the 2 pillars that are found at that were found at the original temple with the B and the J, the Jewish temple. Then we have this woman who is supposed to look like either Isis or Mary, wearing the Christian cross upon her chest, holding the Jewish Torah in her arms, with the Islamic crescent moon at her feet, wearing the headpiece of the goddess Isis, with the with a pomegranate behind her, which is the symbol of femininity. Okay. This is a water card. This is a card ruled by the moon. The moon is divine feminine. This is that reversal. So if you guys have not yet watched my Nostradamus video, in there I talk a lot about this idea of the divine feminine coming back. And I really feel like that Queen of Swords that keeps showing up in our readings is not one specific woman, but it's the divine feminine that is eventually going to come back. Right now, they are suppressing. They is like the energy of the world, governments, humanity. The feminine is being suppressed. We are being deceived. We are being lied to. This is going to be oppressive men. These stories that are going to come out, it's going to be about men. It's men behind the scenes. It's men doing the sneaky stuff. We have the Three of Wands reversed. This is the environment. This is a complete lack of activity. This is being stagnant, okay? It's a lack of foresight. It's not being able to see what's coming. We could have something, this story that is breaking or whatever's going to happen is something that perhaps someone should have seen. Someone should have had the foresight to know it's here, it's coming, but they didn't act, or they didn't have the foresight. They missed it. So now the public is given this huge piece of misinformation that they're going to take as truth. They're going to take this as fact. We have hopes and fears. This is here's another 2. We have 3 2s, you guys. We're going to look up what the 3 2s mean. But when this card is reversed, it talks about the fear of the unknown. We're all terrified right now of the unknown and what's about to happen. There has been an intense lack of planning, I think, on the part of the incoming administration, but also on the American people. I think that people have been really assuming that at the last minute, Kamala was going to sweep in and be our president. So I think that a lot of people didn't prepare for or plan for what would happen if that wasn't the case. And I think today is going to be a day of great anxiety for people. I'm wondering if this story that comes out is going to be something that really shakes people, because this just feels like it has such a heavy energy. And the fact that I'm doing a daily reading, you guys, I rarely do a reading for just like one specific day, but in meditation, I was called, it's like 9 o'clock at night. And I was called to come in here and sit down and to film this, because I feel like there's some message that needs to come out. Oh my gosh, you guys, I have to show you this because you're not going to believe me. Okay. So remember how I was talking about it's the moon, it's this divine feminine, and really impressing upon you this moon energy. Okay. So 222, the number 222 has some serious moon energy. This is literally, and it's one of our 2s. Okay. So that moon energy that I was feeling, that's very much what's going on here. So when we have repeating 2s like this, it talks about phases that are repeating, all right? We are in a cycle, and I feel like we are very much getting towards the end of a cycle. And I think that it's going to be a very similar cycle to what we saw during World War II, but I think our outcome is going to be a little bit different this time around. So what is happening now is we're going through a phase. We're also going through a phase as humanity. We have pushed our planet to the brink, and I feel like there are going to be some major events that happen that are going to further damage our planet in ways that are going to perhaps potentially be catastrophic. So that will bring on a new phase. If the earth is hurt severely, it's going to change how we live, bringing on a new phase of existence. The moon, it's all about phases, right? That's what it is. And as the moon moves through those different phases, it transforms. Each day of the month, it transforms a little bit more and a little bit more. And that gives me hope for what we're seeing here, because we can still transform right? This 222 is reminding us to have some hope. In this very dark message that's coming through, we're being given this little message of hope to understand that we can transform through our energy. I talk about this a lot in my videos, but it's all about, it's finding a balance of the positive and the negative. That doesn't mean that we walk around in, false, fake, toxic positivity all the time. It's not about that. It's about finding a balance where we're not spending more time in fear and anger and anxiety than we are in joy, happiness. Okay. We have to spend a little bit more time in our positive element. And if we can spend even more time over there, then we're contributing more of that positive energy to the collective that will hopefully help us put the brakes on some of this stuff, because it's not too late for there to be changes. It's not too late for people to make different choices. And we can help that. So if we want to sit around and live in fear, then what our energy is going to put out is the energy of fear. So people are going to make choices that bring on more fear, right? Because like attracts like. But if we can find ourselves in these moments of peace and love, then what that's going to do is these people that are making these decisions are going to be influenced by that energy. So it's going to tip them a little bit more in that peaceful direction where they might make a different choice, therefore completely changing the timeline. So, and the timeline has been changed before. World War II was an opportunity where we could have hit an exit point, like kind of what we're headed towards, I think. But humanity made a different choice. I feel like this is just a reminder right now that we can contribute our energy to trying to change this, trying to right this ship. Look at this. Oh my gosh. See, this is why I love tarot. This is such a beautiful card, you guys. This is the Magician card. This is the card of the Magician is the ultimate alchemist. The Magician has all of the tools necessary, has the wand, the cup, the pentacle, and the sword, has every element that he needs to create whatever he wants to create. This is the ultimate in transformation. This is the ultimate in manifestation. This is the reminder. This card is literally this person, this magician, can manifest whatever it is they want to manifest. They're the ultimate magician. And wow, this is like, this card is the universe saying, yes, you guys, what you put out does actually make a difference. It does have an impact. I very much feel like this card came out for you guys that are watching this video as some kind of a synchronicity or sign to let you know that yes. So if you're watching this and you're like, it doesn't matter, it's so terrible, it doesn't matter if I'm positive or negative, it doesn't have a difference. This is spirit saying, listen up, it does make a difference. It does, because we all, us as a collective, we help raise the vibration. We chose to be on earth during this time, as crazy as that might sound, because we are here to help, okay? You have a spirit of a helper. So this is your reminder that you are so much more powerful than you realize. You determine what you experience. So you can have a good experience or you can have an experience that's not so great. It's all about the energy that we're putting out, okay? Okay, let's see here. I want to just pull a couple of these cards. I don't want to go crazy. And if these aren't tying in right away, then we're just going to stop because I don't want this reading to get crazy long. But I just want to see if we get any like random cards that fly out of here that will tie in, to what we might expect. Scientist, CIA. We won't go into these. We'll just note them for any themes for tomorrow. President, comedian. Queen. One more. female politician. Okay, you guys. So here are our keywords for today. Female politician, queen, president, comedian, CIA, scientist. And to close out our reading, you guys, I want to pull a card from the Starseed Oracle. I'm just going to pull one. But I've really felt called to end these readings on a more positive note with a little bit of inspiration and a little bit of guidance from Spirit, a little bit of, hope. And the cards that come out are always so appropriate for whatever's going on in the reading. So I want to leave you with one final message from Spirit. One card, please. One card, please, Spirit. Final message. Are we not going to get any fires? Okay, well, that's too many. Let's do this. The final card we have is Fall into My Arms. Surrender. This talks about holding the opposites and extremes of life. I want to share a little story with you that I think will help explain this card. So yesterday, out of nowhere, I just ended up having this really random anxiety attack. And not something that normally happens to me, but it did. And I had this very weird feeling of pressure, a very uncomfortable feeling of pressure around my neck and in my shoulders. And I started to get concerned that my blood pressure was elevated. So I took my blood pressure and my top number was fine, but my bottom number was like 95, which isn't horrible, but it's not great. So I laid down and I'm starting to panic because the city that I live in, it's not even a city, the little town that I live in has a terrible medical system. So the last thing I wanted to do was to have something happen where I actually had to go into the doctor or the hospital. So I thought, okay, first thing I need to do if this is blood pressure is I need to relax. So I laid down and I opened up my phone and I have the Calm app and I put on a meditation for anxiety and I started listening to it. And as I'm laying there, I'm feeling this uncomfortable feeling of that pressure in my neck. And I can just feel my blood pressure is high and I'm so uncomfortable. And it's just not going away. And I'm having such a hard time relaxing. And then the person on the app that was guiding the meditation said to fully surrender to what you are feeling in your body. And in that moment, I made the decision, listen, I'm sitting here fighting. I'm resisting this feeling so much and I'm fighting it so hard that it's exacerbating it and it's making it feel worse. I am just going to accept that I feel it, realize that it is not that bad, and just accept, just breathe through it, just surrender, just quit resisting it. And the moment that I did that, the discomfort completely alleviated. That is the energy of this card. When you are in those moments of anxiety, when you are in those moments of fear, when you are in those moments of the unknown and the uncertain, surrender. Just surrender. And it seems like it's the exact opposite of what you should be doing because everything in you is resisting, right? It's holding on to the opposites, holding out, holding that resistance, being that opposite magnet. And this is saying, let that go, surrender. Because once you surrender, you will immediately find relief. Okay? So I hope that message kind of helps you through this day with this very heavy reading. If you're here and you're still with me, please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. If you enjoy this, it helps out my channel a ton. I appreciate you guys so, so much. I hope you guys all have a great day. And if you have not already done it on your way out, please don't forget to subscribe. It's super easy. You can just click that little circle right there. Boop, boop, boop. Bye, everybody.